Gomez, or I don't listen. I don't even know who these people is. I know who Selena Gomez is though. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who that other person is you talking about. If I'm being honest. If I'm being honest, is y'all ready for the podcast though? Oh, I didn't even put the topic on it. If I'm being honest, I cannot see with these glasses on because these glasses are mad dark. Don't tell her. Keep the mystery. Everybody got questions. Everybody has questions. Yeah, that's the thing. I did a whole podcast on what a high value man is, what society thinks a high value man is, and then how to define a high value man otherwise. I'm trying to change the topic because that's not even the topic today. Today we're going to be talking about low value men, but I'm trying to change it. Where topic couldn't be changed on? Damn. Should I start the live all over? I'm thinking about doing that. And I might just do that. I might just start the live all over. I'll be back. Yeah, I'm gonna just start it all over. Man, there's nobody in the chat. My one Zoom user, you have any questions? Yeah, I really want to make the tier cheaper, but I don't know how. I want to make it $5 on for the main tier on Patreon. So this way more people can join.
Maybe.
What's the deal, man?
Alright, so see, like, I don't know like how to handle like, so sometimes my girl, like, I can be a little harsh at times, like with the way I say things.
How do you say things?
Well, I'll get into it, but because sometimes my girl will be like I would rather you like talk to me like this, or it would be like I would better understand things like if you talk to me like, you know, in a more like gentle manner. And I'm like not sure if she's trying to just take away like kind of like my manhood and like my like I like, or if it's just like something I should like kind of, you know, take into consideration, or because in the most recent example I can give out is where we were at the beach and she kind of like mimicked me saying like when we were gonna get out the car I was gonna complain that it's cold, and I was like, I don't be mimicking me, first of all, like I don't respect that, like I don't like you doing that. But and then so we got out the car and we're just like sitting there, and then she was like, oh, da da da, like she starts saying it's cold, and I'm like, all right, here's the keys, like you can go back in the car, right? And that's all I said. And then I walked somewhere else to check something out, and then I just went back to the car, and she was just kind of like standing there following me. And then as we're in the car, she's like, I'm not gonna sit here in silence. Like I feel like something's wrong. I was like, nah, nothing's wrong. I'm chilling. Like I'm just enjoying my day. And then she was like, I just don't get like why you kind of like have to like throw the keys at me and be like, you can go in the car. And like, why can't you just be like, hey, like, if you're cold, you can go in the car, or you can come over here. Like, wow, check this out. And that's kind of like the example I have. And there is some other things, but that's like the most recent. And it's not too often though either. But yeah,
What you said initially was how you speak, but you talking about this story you just gave is more or less an action. Listen, delivery does mean things,
yeah, for
and
sure.
and this is why I talk about when I get into my pimp mode. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys don't understand that if your delivery is harsh and it comes off a certain way, a lot of women aren't going to be receptive to it. And I think
Hmm.
it's my delivery with a lot of things. And I've learned that through a lot of relationships that most of the time I'm right. I'm not going to speak unless I have knowledge on something. But a lot of women don't like my delivery. And I think prime example, that's why a lot of people don't like Andrew Tate. He's not wrong on just about nothing he says. Like if he's speaking on, usually for the most part, I do agree with a lot of what he says. I don't agree with everything, but the things that I don't agree with are like not even a quarter. It's like 2% of things, right? Things that are probably
Hmm.
even irrelevant, real specific things, but it's his delivery. And if you're in a relationship with somebody, a lot of the times it's your delivery. That's one. Second, her her mimicking you, dude, you gotta learn like when to like take things lightly and learn when to play. You gotta have a balance. Girls mimic me
Yeah,
all the time, but I don't take it super serious. Like I might check him for it, but I might check him in a plain manner. Like I might grab her by her neck and be like, "Who you talking to?" Like we're just joking. though. I'm still joking and laughing, but I'm not gonna get I'm not gonna get super serious and say, "Don't mimic me." I don't like that. Now, if
yeah,
it becomes excessive, then I'll do something about it. But you got to learn when to be balanced. And then on top of that, you're a man. You're not gonna be soft all the time. But if you're trying to convey a message, if you're trying to convey a point, it is better for you to be even tempered. Don't be high tempered. Don't yell because she'll be a lot
hmm,
more receptive, especially if you want your point to come across. You say it in a, you say it in a gentle manner. You know what I'm saying? But like, hey, baby, listen, I don't really feel like going there right now, and I don't want you to go. So I was wondering if we could just stay in the house and do something different. You know what I'm saying? Nice and calm. Like, nah, I don't want you going. Why are you going
yeah,
out with your friends? Nah, don't even do that. Be smooth. Be smart. A lot of you guys aren't smooth. You ain't got no type of game. You don't know when to be smooth. You don't know when to, you know what I'm saying? Just,
yeah,
it's a time
yeah,
and place, but don't take it too far. Don't become soft. Don't allow yourself to become a softie for your girl.
yeah,
You still a man. You still got testosterone. You still gonna do things a little rough sometimes.
for sure.
So you
All
got to
right,
be balanced. Simple.
all right, thank you.
Yeah, that part. How do you know what? How to know if you into what? How to know if she's into you when you first meet? Well, it's hard to tell sometimes, but you got to know by if she contact you. Know a girl has high interest. The fuck, is she complimenting you? Always trying to hang out, always texting you, commenting on your pictures. You know, who said good morning? It is not morning time. Nah, these glasses is OD dark. I fuck with the Prada shades, but they too dark. I can't even see. It's too much. All right, we're about to get into the podcast. Today we're gonna be talking about low value men. So drop the ones in the chat if y'all ready to get started. Cause we ain't got no time to waste. You heard? Come on, somebody tell this fool where I'm from. He said, "You from New York or you just rocking a New York hat?" That's funny. I do rock just hats in general, but if you don't know where I'm from, you need to get outside more. You heard? I normally don't talk crazy though. Like I don't be saying shit like on my dead and I don't and I'm from New York. I feel like that's more niggas in the Bronx and the boroughs. I don't really talk like that. You heard? I am the boss. Boss man KB, you heard? Y'all drop the ones in the chat. Let me see. I did see some ones. Let me get some more ones. Thank you for the flowers. I appreciate it. Drop the ones in the chat. Let's get started. Drop them, drop, drop. So we get started. Every time I get under these like on live and I put the lights on, I be getting OD hot. I don't know why. Let's get it started. All right, we're gonna get it started. Okay. Who knows what podcast number this is? I think it's 160. Who knows what podcast number this is? Who knows which one it is? You got it. It's definitely 162. Have you been consistent? Have you been on here every day? All right. Yeah, this is podcast number 162. Let's get into it. Make sure we live and direct on everything. Everything checks out. All right, guys. Podcast number 162. Today, we're going to be talking about the low value men, right? Yesterday, we did what a high value man was. Today, we're going to be talking about low value men, right? And we identified what a high value man was, right? And I broke it down into 3 components: salary, mindset, and ambition. And then also what society says a high value man is. And that's usually just a high earner. But then I broke it down into subsets because not everybody who falls into the 1% is necessarily a high value man. You don't necessarily have to fall into the 1% to be a high value man, right? So that's what we're going to be talking about today's podcast. What's considered a low value man? And listen, a lot of y'all may not like it, but I'm going to call y'all out on it because a lot of y'all low value provide no type of value to nobody by its definition. It's not only it has to do with income. It's a part of it, but not always everything. All right. So let's get into the podcast. If you know how this goes, what we do is we play a song and then we get into the podcast and then we. All right. That was Tate giving us the drop. AI Tate, that is. But let's play Say It Ain't. And right after the song, we're going to get into the podcast. We're going to be here for about half an hour talking about that. And then after that, we'll take some questions. But grab your popcorn, don't go anywhere. This is going to be a good one. And I think it's beneficial for the women in here too.
Yeah, nigga. This is that big shit, niggas. We copping that shit you wish you could get. You know what I'm saying? We ain't fucking around out here, man. Fuck you thought it was, nigga. You know how we do it, nigga. We doing back-to-back shit. Ain't no stopping, ain't no motherfucking breaks, nigga. This shit ain't for the weak. So tell them niggas, watch out. I'm gon' blow, ain't depending on no niggas. Yeah, I'm gon' roll. I ain't even tripping about the lies being told. That's what happens when you poppin' niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Got the city on fire, but I'm still too cold. Always tell it like it is. Yeah, you know I'm too bold, but you still sleeping on me. Niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't. Ain't so, got it figured out. Tried to be the nice guy, but now I'm on a different route. Probably got your girlfriend in my crib, just trying to dick her down. And best believe I kick her out if she don't plan on putting out. Yeah, cause I'm a dog, I'm a fucking dog. Got a lot of bitches, but I'm always trying to fuck some more. Yeah, so what you want from a nigga? I done found out the game, and they don't be loving niggas. I'm good, I'm all set. The way I do my own thing, yeah, they all vex. Out here calling shots like a motherfucking rep. Whole time y'all was playing checkers, I was playing chess. Man, this shit a mess. I'm gon' blow, ain't depending on no niggas. Yeah, I'm gon' roll. I ain't even tripping about the lies being told. That's what happens when you poppin' niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Got the city on fire, but I'm still too cold. Always tell it like it is. Yeah, you know I'm too bold, but you still sleeping on me. Niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't. Ain't so that I'm back, nigga. Tell Shorty that I'm in. She know he a whack, nigga. Doing all that yapping. He just hating cause my stack's bigger. Hit it from the back. I'm the one that got her ass bigger. Yeah, and I'm a boss. I'm a fucking boss. Feeling like I'm Cali, baby. I ain't never took a loss. Nah, and I made y'all with the cross. Putting on for my city, and I put that on the cross. So I'm good. I'm all set. Who's real? Who's fake? Man, let's put them to the test. I ain't worried about a thing, baby. I ain't never stressed. Ben thought I was that nigga. Man, I must confess. Bitch, I've been the best. I'm gon' blow, ain't depending on no niggas, yeah, I'm gon' roll. I ain't even tripping about the lies being told. That's what happens when you poppin' niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Got the city on fire, but I'm still too cold. Always tell it like it is, yeah, you know I'm too bold. But you still sleeping on me, niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't.
All right, guys, that was Say It Ain't by J.O. That is not out yet, but when it does release, I will let you know. Let me take off the glasses because this shit is like really, really like dark. These product glasses, I love the product glasses, you know what I'm saying? Very high luxury shades, but they're really dark. But let's talk about today's topic. What is considered a low value man? Now, I know I said this conversation could be beneficial for like, women. And I think a lot of women want a high value man, but they don't qualify for it, And we talked about this yesterday, and a lot of this corresponds what we did yesterday. Like a lot of men get put down because they're not considered a high value man. But we talked about what a high value man can be if you listened to the podcast yesterday. And it's the same thing. The same standards that I put on men, I put on women too. Like a lot of people say they want a high value man, but you are not high value yourself, right? Because men, they look for different things. When a man looks at a woman and he's high value, he's looking for a high value woman. So what does that equate to? Being in shape, not being overweight, being pretty, right? If you got the best money and you got the most money, more money than most people in society, you probably want the prettiest women. And let's be honest with ourselves. Not everybody's a 10. And this is something that I see on social media a lot. Girls call themselves 10s. Not every, you're not a 10. Girls that are 10s, they get a different type of treatment in life. And that's really the only difference between some women is their experience with the world, right? You know if a girl's a 10 or not. And I think women really know if they're a 10. Like if you call yourself a 10 and then a real 10 steps in the room, you know the difference. You know the difference, right? So not everybody's a 10. But to keep things balanced, and I'm here to uplift and teach men how to be men, but we have to talk about the opposites. Although you never really get a focus of riches focusing on poverty, meaning you never get what you want focusing on the opposite. And this is not something that I do too much, is focus on the negative, but we have to identify it. And then we'll get back to uplifting you guys. So what is a low value man? Yesterday we talked about what a high value man is, but what is a low value man? And I think the low value man is one that lacks ambition. The low value man is one that doesn't have any goals. And the low value man is one that doesn't provide anything to anybody. Right? If you look at somebody who is considered to be poor and destitute, if you look at somebody who's considered to be a hobo, this person is considered not to be a valued man, right? Because anybody can have value to somebody. You can be valuable to somebody, right? You can be valuable to the people at work. You can be valuable to your family. You could be valuable to a lot of you. You could be valuable to your friends because the type of service you provide, maybe your existence, the nice type of person you are, the love, the care, the love making, whatever the case may be, you provide a certain type of value. But if you look at somebody who's a hobo, this person's on the street. This person has no value. He doesn't take care of anybody. He doesn't provide for anybody. He doesn't even provide for himself. And that's the most basic stance of what somebody who has absolutely no value, right? But by society standards, what would you consider the low value? And just because your ex left you, just because he didn't buy you Birkin bags, or just because he kept a regular 9-to-5 job, that doesn't make your ex low value, right? A lot of women would say that, oh, my ex is low value. Oh, because he cheated, he's low. That doesn't make him low value. That doesn't make him low value. That's just men being men, right? But a low value man is usually somebody who accepts anything. right? They accept anything when it comes to standards. Low value men don't have any standards. They'll accept any kind of girl. They'll accept any kind of job. They'll accept any kind of circumstances that were given to them. Low value men don't take responsibility for their lives, right? They're like, oh, well, I'm not giving hours at my job, so I don't make a lot of money. Well, you can't pick up shifts. You can't get a second and third and fourth job. Oh, I don't make enough money for that, KB. Why are you not working more then? Why don't you start a business? Okay, starting a business, and maybe you think is a little complex. It's not. But okay, so look, you say I don't make enough money. Okay, why are you not working 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week? Oh, that's too much. Then don't complain. We live in America. You have all the opportunity to do everything. These are low value men that make excuses for themselves, men that feel bad for themselves, right? Men that say, oh, I just don't feel good. I don't have time for that. You know what I'm saying? Low value men. And this may be a little controversial when you talk about depression. And I can only talk about me. There may be times I may be a little sad. There may be times where I may feel a little down. But depressed, I don't have time to get depressed. I'm a man on a mission. If I get depressed, I sit there and I don't want to do anything. No, I have to work. I have to produce. I have to produce content. I have a business to run, right? I have to work out. I have to train. I have to stay on top of myself, right? There are so many. I have to make sure that I'm doing more than the next man. I don't have time to get depressed. I don't have time to sit there and dwell on things and be sad. No, I got to get up and do shit. I have people that rely on me. I have people that ask me for money. I have people that rely on me for money. So I have people that rely on me for money. That is just such a selfish place to be, especially when you have people that rely on you. So for me to get depressed, especially for people who unalive themselves. First of all, unaliving yourself, it's against my religion. You're right. I don't do it. It doesn't make sense for me, right? Especially when you have a concept and you can conceptualize what comes after life, right? I don't do it, and I don't have time for it. What's the point, right? You're gonna, I feel bad for myself. I'm gonna sit here and cry. Well, while you feeling bad and crying, I got shit to do. Yeah, I might be sad for a second. Like it's like guys who get depressed when the girls leaves them. Oh, I'm depressed. I don't feel like doing. All right, well, listen, the show don't stop, which is why I tell guys you should never put a woman first. She comes second after God and your purpose, right? Because if you had a concept of God, you wouldn't just be unaliving yourself. 2, you have things that come before this person. So even if that person leaves your life, the show doesn't stop. All right. One monkey don't stop the show. You still got to keep going. But these are things that low value men don't understand because their priorities are off. Their priorities are wrong. Right. These are some of the problems that low value men suffer from. Right. And what are some of these problems? Issues like, oh, she doesn't want a relationship from me. Right? I get guys that tell me this shit all the time. And by the way, that has never been a thing for me. That has never been a thing. Things like, oh, she talks to multiple men and doesn't want to stop. And we've been talking for months now. Usually there's something off with the dynamics there also, right? She's in the club every night. She doesn't listen. She's unruly. I can't get her to cooperate. She's mad masculine. She's aggressive. She has a lot of guy friends. And why is that? And why are these problems that low value men suffer? Why are these problems that low value men go through? Because you make the choice, you make the decision. Because why not just walk away? Why not just walk away? Why not just walk away? I don't tolerate that. If I'm talking to a girl longer than 3 or 4 months consistently, properly vetting this girl, like probably, taking her on dates, talking to her here and there, having fun, especially if we're having sex, right? And she's still talking to people, I'm going to cut this girl off. I'm simply going to cut this girl off. That's it. Right? If she's my girlfriend and she's always going out to clubs, she's going out to bars and doing all this stuff, I'm simply not going to deal with it. She's never going to make it to the realm of being a girlfriend because she's doing things that don't fall into my paradigm. I know that there are girls out there that would treat me the way I want to be treated. But my thing is, why deal with it? Why put up with it? And I get it. As men are a little different. Men will stay in situations a lot longer than they need to be, right? It's not like where I hear like a lot of women, they'll leave men because, oh, she just felt as if he deserved better. He's working a 9 to 5. A lot of these situations, it's like men are not even cheating, but he's just not doing enough. He's not ambitious. He makes 40, 50K a year. But what if that's all he wants to do? You know, it's a little different. But you guys are you guys, a lot of men are taking care of their girls. I know guys, and I had 3 situations like this. A guy's book calls, and I had this very similar situation where guy has his own place. He's paying the rent. His girl's living with him. She doesn't have to pay any real bills. All she does is buy some groceries here and there and pays her own bills, like her phone bill or whatever, car insurance, whatever the case may be. But she goes out what she wants. She goes out and doesn't tell him, right? She's going out to bars and clubs. Leave her. Why stay? Why are you staying with this kind of person? One, I know why. One, it's a scarcity mindset. You don't know your worth. You have no idea of a self-concept. On a deeper level, people are going to treat you how you want to be treated. People are going to treat you how you conceptualize yourself. I learned that at a very young age, right? Going to school, because I went to school in Queens, so it was a little tough, right? I grew up in Far Rockaway, so it was a little tough there than where I live now. And I learned that if somebody was disrespectful for me, if somebody hit me, if somebody was trying to bully me, I'm going to fight back. Even if I lose the fight, right? At a young age, I'm still going to fight back. But then in their head, what's going to happen is they know that, okay, even if I fight him, I'm still going to get hit once or twice. I'm still going to get kicked. I'm still going to get punched. Even if I win the fight. Then nobody wants to deal with that all the time. Nobody wants to deal with somebody who's going to put up a fight and give you a run for your money every time. So eventually you're going to at least stop dealing with that person. Right? But at a young age, I learned that people are only going to treat you how you allow it. People are going to do to you what you allow. So if you're dealing with a girl and you say, hey, I want you to stop going to clubs. I want you to stop going out every night. I want you to stop doing this. And they continue to do it. Continue to disrespect you. Somebody who's disrespecting you. Why stay? Why stay? Because this is an indicator that someone is low value. Why? You have such a scarcity mindset. You don't think that you can find elsewhere. You don't think you can find otherwhere, right? Because think about it. By society standards, someone that is considered high value, right? Somebody, and by society standards, is really just a high earner. Just because you're a high earner doesn't necessarily make you high value, right? I guess by its definition, it does, because you have a lot of value and you can provide money. You can provide a lot of value potentially, but that doesn't always mean that you're necessarily high value, right? And this is why I get the chance to have clients that are rich, because they don't understand that when you deal with women, it's not only about money. Yeah, money will get you places with a lot of women, but the treatment that you get, how you deserve to be treated, the things that you should tolerate and the things that you don't tolerate. A lot of men don't know this. But the only men that deal with that shit, most men with money don't deal with that. Because they understand. Listen, I make 50K, I make 30K, I make 100K a month. I'm making above 200,000 to 500K a year. Guys that are making millions a year, they know they have a plethora of options. So why am I dealing with a girl that's going out every night? Why am I dealing with a girl that is having tons of guy best friends? Why am I dealing with a girl that's going out and getting drunk every night? Absolutely not. Because at the very minimum, they know that their money can buy that. But a guy that doesn't have that, he's like, well, damn, this is the best I can do. This is the best I can get. So I'm gonna just tolerate this for now. No, no. And that goes back to that self-concept thing. Listen, there are millions. There are millions of girls in this world. They outnumber us. You think that's an accident? Right? You think that's an accident that there's so many girls? Because why not just walk away? Why deal with it? Why deal with it? It's a scarcity mindset. And these are the guys that consider low value because they put up with that stuff because Because they are. And you know, a lot of the times with these so-called quote unquote alpha female, right? They say that, I usually attract men that are like that like women that dominate, that like women that take the lead, that like women that are in control. Those are low value men. Those are weak men usually. Those are usually weak men, right? They usually dominant women like that, just who they are personality wise, who have a hard time being feminine. They usually only attract weak men because that's the only men that's going to tolerate it. I'll be damned if I have somebody telling me what to do. Oh, why are you doing this? Where are you going? Bro, I don't even think I've ever dealt with that. And if I did, it was so long ago that I couldn't even see myself doing that. Somebody questioning me on where I'm at and why am I going out? Me having to answer to something. Get the fuck out of here. What do I look like? Oh, I don't want you going here. You can't go. Get the fuck out of my face. First of all, you're not telling me what to do, right? Because somebody who has value for themselves, somebody who cares about themselves, they're not going to tolerate it. Only weak men, feeble-minded men, the men that are considered low value, that have a scarcity mindset, that think, oh my God, I'll never come across this girl again. I'll never find a fine girl like this again. They let their partner lead their relationship. And that's usually the downfall of the relationship when that starts to happen. There's always exceptions, right? There's always exceptions. You'll always have exceptional situations. But this is why usually these alpha women, you can see it. Women all the time. I see it on TikTok. It's always on my timeline because that's all the shit that's on my timeline. I was like, oh yeah, I make this amount of money a year. I make this, but I don't want those kind of men because I always attract weak men. Men are weak nowadays. Where the real men at? No, that's just what you're attracting. These women attract that because you men will tolerate it, right? You know, the low value man doesn't have options, so he's just going to take whatever. But how do you fix that? You come back to your self-concept, the things you accept about yourself, the things you believe about yourself, right? Every time you see me on this live, I'm always looking, you know, I got some type of fresh shit on, some type of decent shit on, unless I'm in the robe, right? I've never wore this shirt before. I don't wear this hat like that, right? There's a lot of clothes that I have that I don't. If you look behind me, I got a lot of sneakers. I probably have over 100, 150 pair of sneakers because I value myself. I have self-love for myself. I'm going to make sure I look presentable when I go out. And if I have self-love for myself, I'm just not going to carry myself in any type of way because I perceive myself and I consider myself to be higher valued. Right? It just because I may not fall into the 1% yet. I may fall into 20%, but maybe not the 1%. I still consider myself to be high valued. Nobody's going to talk to me in any type of way. And how does that work? When somebody's talking to you crazy, you check them. You say, hey. And all checking is just setting boundaries. Hey, don't talk to me like that. Oh, I'm just playing. That's fine. You could play, but don't play with me like that. Right? Low value men accept anything. They'll accept anything. They accept how you talk to them. They'll accept the circumstances given. Right? The low value men is the one that relies on women. They don't take care of themselves. The guy that I have a girlfriend, but don't want to work and has his girlfriend making more money than him, always asking his girlfriend to borrow money. The low value men is the girls that say, oh, I like a man that I could fix up, the man I could build up and get him a job and be his mother, basically. Those are low value men because those guys that have no pride, they have no standards, right? They'll just let a girl take care of them. They don't have their own shit. They'll move in with the girl. They'll use her car. They don't want to work. These are the low value men. And I would say even the low value I don't want to say low value men are the guys that go half on their rent and get a place with their girl. This obviously I went over this so many times. There's so many issues with getting a lease with your girl, right? You guys break up, then you got to break the lease, possibly mess up your credit. Right? I got a coaching client going through that right now. It's never good. It's never good news. And it's just not smart. But moving in with your girl is even worse. That's really low value. You don't have a place of your own. God forbid she gets mad and kicks you out. We know women are very emotional. I learned that the hard way. I remember back when I was with my ex, I had crashed my Camaro. So then she got a car. I was depressed and I spent like over 10 grand on fucking sneakers. Because I don't know, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Maybe I was trying to compensate for not having my car. So I just wanted to look fly all the time. And she got a car, so then I would use her car, not thinking anything of it. But when she got mad at me, she was like, "Oh, I want my keys back. I'm taking you back home. Are you serious?" Okay, I learned from that lesson. Guys that don't provide anything for anybody, guys that don't take care of their kids, guys that provide no type of value at all to anyone, right? These are the low value men. Guys that come home after work and want to smoke all day, guys that don't work and want to smoke all day. You want to be rich, but you'll definitely find money for smoking, but you won't find, like DDG was saying. I just saw a video and he was like, you'll want to get rich, but you won't do whatever it takes, but you'll make sure you got money for weed, right? These are the low value men. Type in move with their girl, refuse to work, want to play video games all day, and just at least not stream it. We see what streaming can get you. Look at Kai. You see this guy Kai from New York, right? Who's making $1 million a month off streaming at a $5 subscription and 200,000 subscribers. Even if it fluctuates up and down, that's still excess of $800,000 a month. That's bananas. But the kid has work ethic. He's streaming 11 hours a day. $200,000 subscribers. Do you understand what that translates into? You guys play video games for 5 and 6 hours. Why not just stream it? Even if you don't talk that much, you'll still get followers because people want to follow. People just do this shit. Even if you don't have any substance, people will follow you just because of your consistency. Every time you get on a video game, just start streaming and let people see you. You'll start to make money. I honestly wish I put my Patreon at $5. I would have had more subscribers. I didn't even think about that logistically because it's a lot easier for you to join and the information is there for you. But it's too many people on a $16 tier, so I can't just change it to $5 because they're already paying a certain amount. Maybe I can. If I can do that, maybe I'll do that. Make it cheaper for you guys. Maybe I'll do that. But I doubt I can do that at this point. But the low value man is somebody who doesn't provide value to anybody. The low value man is the one who doesn't take care of his kids, the ones who leech over women, the ones that tolerate anything from women, right? And these guys, and on another level, these guys who hit me up and say, "Hey, KB, how do I get her to be obsessed with me? How do I get her to do this? Well, what's going on with her? Well, she's always going out on dates. I know she talks to other guys, and she's dating, and like every night she's out with another guy. She's posting on her story. Then why do you want to deal with that? You're low value. Why do you want to deal with that? You don't understand there's so many options out here. You want to deal with a girl that's talking to a multitude of men? You want to deal with a girl that's talking to a multitude of men. You don't know what she's doing. She could be having sex with these men. She could be doing anything, but you guys want to deal with that. You don't value yourself. You don't value yourself. You guys allow yourself to be put in uncomfortable situations. I was speaking to a guy the other day who paid for a phone call, and he's like, well, my girl, she's always having her gay BFF come over. I woke up the other day and he was laying in my bed and she was laying in my bed with me. I got so tight, but I'm just afraid to tell her. Are you serious? I wish. And mind you, it's his place. Everybody would have been kicked out, including her. You accept any type of circumstances. You guys accept anything because you're low value, because you're afraid that your girl's going to leave you. So what? So what? There's so many people out here, man. These are the low value men. The men that have no standards. The men that's trying to chase a woman and she's talking to other people. Why? If you're talking to, I don't want you. And you should think that same way. Stop hitting me up and booking private phone calls so this way you can try to get a girl who has no interest in you and she's talking to other people. Your girl left you, your ex left you for somebody else. Now she's coming back and you're like, KB, what should I do? No, you should leave her alone. Obviously, it's a scarcity mindset, but your girl left you for someone else, and now she's trying to come back. Meanwhile, she was on her knees, probably giving that guac 3000, doing everything, getting slutted out, and that now, oh yeah, what should I don't want to mess up this time around. You're crazy. That's disgusting. Any girl who I loved and then got with somebody else and then tried to come back to me, I don't want you're just somebody I used to know at that point. As the song go, you're just somebody that I used to know. Seriously. I tried that one time, literally one time and one time only. It didn't work. Like, I was so disgusted. I was just so disgusted. It's just like, this is a low value. This is how you define a low value man. A lot of times it's not always about having game to get an ex back or make someone stay. It's just about the things you'll tolerate because you know your worth. Know your value. All right, guys, we're going to end this podcast off and then I'll take some questions. Stop being low value. We're going to end this off. This is J.O. Say It Ain't. And then after that, we'll take some questions.
Yeah, nigga. This is that big Hollywood shit, nigga. You copping that shit you wish you could get. You know what I'm saying? We ain't fucking around out here, man. Fuck you thought it was, nigga. You know how we do it, nigga. We doing back-to-back shit. Ain't no stopping, ain't no motherfucking breaks, nigga. This shit ain't for the weak. So tell them niggas, watch out. I'm gon' blow, ain't depending on no niggas. Yeah, I'm gon' roll. I ain't even tripping about the lies being told. That's what happens when you poppin' niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't. Woo. Ain't so. Got the city on fire, but I'm still too cold. Always tell it like it is. Yeah, you know I'm too bold, but you still sleeping on me. Niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't. Woo. Ain't so, got it figured out. Tried to be the nice guy, but now I'm on a different route. Probably got your girlfriend in my crib, just trying to dick her down. And best believe I kick her out if she don't plan on putting out. Yeah, cause I'm a dog, I'm a fucking dog. Got a lot of bitches, but I'm always trying to fuck some more. Yeah, so what you want from a nigga? I done found out the game, and they don't be loving niggas. I'm good, I'm all set. The way I do my own thing, yeah, they all vex. Out here calling shots like a motherfucking rep. Whole time y'all was playing checkers, I was playing chess. Man, this shit a mess. I'm gon' blow, ain't depending on no niggas. Yeah, I'm gon' roll. I ain't even tripping about the lies being told. That's what happens when you poppin' niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't. Woo. Ain't so. Got the city on fire, but I'm still too cold. Always tell it like it is. Yeah, you know I'm too bold, but you still sleeping on me. Niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't. Woo. Ain't so that I'm back, nigga. Tell Shorty that I'm in. She know he a whack, nigga. Doing all that yapping. He just hating cause my stack's bigger. Hit it from the back. I'm the one that got an ass bigger. Yeah, and I'm a boss. I'm a fucking boss. Feeling like Cali, baby, I ain't nah. And I made y'all with the cross. Putting on for my city, and I put that on the cross. I'm good. Got the lies being told. That's what happens when you poppin' and say it ain't so. Say it ain't. Woo. Ain't so. Got the city on fire, but I'm still too cold. Always tell it like it is. Yeah, you know I'm too bold, but you still sleeping on me. Niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't.
All right, guys, that was J.O. Say It Ain't. Well, let's start taking some questions, though. Where we at with the questions? I will answer some of your questions. Where you get those glasses from? These are Pradas. These is Pradas. You heard. You dig. Let me take them off, though. They're mad dark. Because us ladies ask questions in private if we wanted. I normally charge for that, but yeah, sure, you can. That's cool. Just ask. That username looks mad weird. Did you like just make your TikTok? Oh, my stomach, I'm mad sore. I did sprints yesterday and I worked out so hard. Ugh. Whew. Oh my God, my legs. I need to take an ice bath. This girl asked me, what's my purpose in life? And all honestly, I didn't know what to say. You should probably figure that out. Yo, KB, how's your day going? My day is going great. I could have been a little more productive, but otherwise it's going great. I appreciate you asking. I appreciate that. How can I get heaps? What the fuck does that mean? How can I get heaps from a woman? What are you talking about? WDF, what the fuck, man? Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Yeah, I don't get it. I get shit. Heaps of women. Oh, okay. Well, start with yourself. Start working on yourself. You get heaps of women by listening to my podcast and subscribing to Patreon. Also, just approach girls. A lot of guys don't approach girls. That'll make you stand out and just look somewhat presentable. Exactly. At least get some money. But you still got to find that. You have your purpose of life and you have your purpose in life. Meaning the purpose of life is why humanity was created. If somebody asked me what was my purpose of it, I would say was to worship God, right? That's why I think humanity was put here. Somebody asked me my purpose in life. My purpose in life is, shit, I want to fight, man. I just want to be a fighter. I just want to make money, start business, get rich, and take care of people, you know? I think genuinely I'm a good dude. But you should definitely figure that out. When you have a purpose, it definitely motivates you. You see the world differently. They can work. Long distance relationships can work. I don't have any fish. How to make her lose interest. Start telling you love her every day and want to see her all the time. She'll lose interest real fast. Get mad if she doesn't call you. Get mad if she speaks to other men. Complain about your issues a lot. You get rid of her. Real fast. Just be extra. Or you could just ignore her. It's not hard. It's not. Not show interest, but overdo it. When you overdo it, they'll want no more. Trust me when I tell you. Just overdo it. Seriously. They will get bored real fast. Well, ignoring her might be a good idea if I want to get her acting right. Yeah, maybe. But if you ignore her indefinitely, you don't have to worry about her no more. If I ever come to Colorado, maybe. I appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. If you subscribe to the podcast, we're doing 200 episodes this year. 200 episodes. And the way Kai making money, I might have to subscribe to I might have to make a Twitch. Put my subscriptions real low. Like a $5 subscription. But I tried to set up a Twitch. I have such a hard time with it. And I'm not a big video game guy. I need somebody to help me set up my Twitch. Somebody help me set up my Twitch. Is it? But how does she know though? Have you ever been a friends with benefit? Give us some advice on that, if you will. Advice on what though? What do you want? You have to. It's very vague. How can I get a girl to want me after I already gone overboard and shown? Sometimes you can. Sometimes go overboard. Sometimes people are done, and that's what you got to understand. Like guys always say, "How do I get a girl back after I went overboard?" Sometimes it's done. You should have thought about it in the fucking moment. I get it. Some of you guys really be violating too, but it all depends on your situation. Some situations you can come back from. Some situations you got to give time. Why would I get banned on Twitch? I deadass do need a TV show. I treat this shit like a TV show. I just need better cameras. Should I take a girl back after ghosting me for a month, or is it too late? That's up to you. If she come back, don't let it be easy though. I mean, how do you know if your friends with benefit is catching feelings? You'll know if she'll probably tell you. She probably want to spend more time with you. I don't think that's a hard thing to realize. When she starts to treat you like a relationship, when it starts to feel like a relationship, that's how you know your friends with benefits is no longer just friends with benefits. She your girlfriend. How do you know if you've fallen out of love? When it don't feel the same. Like, dude, like these are, how do you not know if you're out of love somebody if it doesn't feel the same when you were in love? Like, come on. But for some reason girls stop texting back as much. It depends. But see, that's the thing. When a girl stops texting back, you never know. Like sometimes a girl could be playing games. Sometimes she could have somebody else. Sometimes she could have lost interest. Sometimes you texting too much. If you texting her all day, every day, and you're not hanging out with her, there's no scarcity on your time. You're so easily accessible. Good morning, every morning. Hey, how you doing? Talk to her all day, every day. The phone is supposed to be texting is for communication. You ain't supposed to be texting all day, every day. It's okay to have a nice conversation here and there, but all day, every day is excessive. Damn, I don't know where my headphones are at. Yeah, but because my content is too powerful, they would ban me on. But I heard people get banned for like cursing and doing inappropriate stuff. Acting jealous, ignoring you if you talk to other girls might be another reason, right? Well, why is she ignoring you? Not my bitch. If she's not your girl, then why would you? Why she got no right to be getting upset? And if she's acting jealous, be like, yo, you got to realize you're not my girl, right? Like you know that. But you can't expect from somebody to be friends with benefits for a long time, and then for them not to catch feelings. It's gonna happen eventually. But you gotta redirect. You gotta make things a little clear. Twitch doesn't like men influencing young men to be better. Well, that sounds great. That sounds absolutely great. Shit is crazy. Some tips for LTR. Subscribe to the relationship courses. All you need to know. Everything you need to know is there. But what I'll do is I'm gonna make an ebook. I was asking people. I just took a survey on Instagram and I did ask some people on Patreon. But I'll ask you guys here. Can I do a survey on here? Let me see. I was asking people, what would you guys want an ebook first on making a girl obsessed or how to deal with girls when they pull away? And I was trying to see which one would you guys like better. So tell me in the comments. Interact. All right, guys, look. So I'm gonna take a poll. How do I'm gonna take a poll. So um I think it's a smiley face. So vote for a red if you guys want a ebook on making her obsessed, and the crying face for when she pulls away. I put it in the chat, so just vote. Let me see who gets more. Red is making her obsessed. Okay, crying. All right, it's looking pretty unanimous as far as making her obsessed. Yeah, making her obsessed is where it's at. I'm gonna get started on that today. Try to get a page done today. And crazy part is I'll make it super cheap. I'll probably make it like $10, 10 or 12 bucks, maybe 15 bucks. Versus like the relationship course is kind of expensive, but that shit took me months to do. That shit took me like 6 months to do. And it's a video form, but the relationship course is like 200 and something dollars. But the ebook will be like 15. So this way it'd be a lot more affordable, and it'll be something that you guys can do, and it'll have a lot of techniques on her making her more obsessed with you. But my thing is, I didn't know you young generations read. Like the young generation, I didn't know y'all read like that. I thought nobody read, so I thought that wouldn't be something that y'all wanted. I read personally, but having a girl obsessed with you is a headache, no matter how fine she is. But this is what people are asking for. When I look at the analytics on my thing, that's one of the highest like viewed episodes. And they want somebody to make them obsessed. So that's like one of the highest views episodes is how to make a girl obsessed with you. So I don't know. I guess like not a lot of people do want that. Not a lot of people do want it, and it may be a headache, but IMO what? Needs to know how to fix things for a car. What's your opinion on that? I don't understand what you're asking. I would read that so I don't become obsessed. Oh my god. Listen, it's one of those things that you really once you see the techniques in it, it's almost impossible to avoid. And for you to try to, and if you look at it and say, well, I wonder if this guy's doing that. Because a lot of the things that I tell guys to do is things that I do genuinely just because I'm busy. But there's a lot of studies in it, like implementing different types of anxiety, right? But you don't know what anxiety could look like. It could be genuine, but it increases a woman attraction in a relationship. I think the University of Jerusalem had put out a study on that. Anxiety, implementing anxiety in a relationship, it makes a woman more attracted to you. Now, some guys do this deliberately. Some guys don't have to do that deliberately. Just who they are. Just some guys getting attention makes a woman anxious. You know, so some people could do that deliberately. Some won't. What's some ways to go about it if she stops texting back as much? You got to mirror her energy. It's simple. Just mirror her energy. That's all you got to really do. My girl keeps crying to me saying I don't give her the same energy back. What should I do? Listen, you got to know the difference between what women want and what they actually need. It's okay to be loving and caring. Just don't be excessive. Because sometimes I've seen it before. I've seen it with me. I've seen it with hundreds of guys who book calls and they say, oh, my girl wanted me to open up and be more emotional. I did it. Now she's leaving me. It happens. You just got to be careful. There's nothing easy about making a girl obsessed, but I would say one way to do it, if that pipe game on point, if you piping it down right. Why do you call yourself a fisherman? because you take advice from the fisherman, not the fish. I'll teach you guys how to fish with the techniques and tactics I give you. Opening up to a woman is the stupidest move ever. Listen, you can express yourself, but when it becomes excessive, when you're always complaining and crying, you know, exactly. Fishing hooks in the comments. Fishing hooks in the comments, you heard. But when you become excessive, it's a wrap. Plenty of fish. I've actually never used that app. Dating apps are annoying, bro. It's too much. It's just like a lot of girls, and sometimes I feel like the girls are worse than guys on those dating apps. All they want to do is just have sex, and everybody wants a man that's rich. And like, listen, if you wanted a rich man, you would not be on the dating app. Although I deleted them shits. He said God sent you to us. That was excessive, but I appreciate it. I appreciate the compliment. Damn, a year? I heard it was a statistic that 5 out of 10 men go a year without having sex. So you saying going on your first date since my girlie broke up with me in almost a year. Believable. Got banned from Hinge because I didn't reply to a girl, so assault report. Yo, I get every time that I had created an account on Hinge, I always get banned. Like, and I think, and it was crazy because it was at the time I was getting messages like I had like 200 likes, right? I had like 200 likes, and a lot of them I didn't even pay attention to. They banned me, and I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe a girl I was messing with saw me on there, and she didn't want me to see her on. I don't know. Maybe it was like a failed date and a girl banned me. I don't know. I got banned so many times. I was getting too much cheeks in these streets. I was getting too much. They was like, "You're a criminal. You gotta go." Man, a coochie bandit. How many crimes have you committed, brother? None. I'm not a criminal. I don't have a record. And if I've ever been locked up, the charges were dropped. I have no criminal record. I am not a criminal. Why would you ask me that? You should do a story time about a crazy girl. I don't know. What story time can I give you guys? In recent years, I don't deal with crazy women now. I remember it was years ago that I had spoke to this one girl who I worked with, and she was absolutely obsessed with me. And it was so crazy. And I remember, like, at the time I was with my ex, and I had a girlfriend, and I would tell her that this girl was obsessed with me. And like when my girl would come into my job, and I was a server at the time, and she would wait for me, and the girl would always come up to me while I'm sitting with my girl and say, hey Khalid, and always trying to touch on me and feel me, bro. Like, it was times I was in the bathroom, but this happened more than one. It was times I went to the bathroom, and she went in the bathroom trying to like give me head, like push me into the stool, trying to like give me some neck in the bathroom. It was crazy. One time she pulled up to my house, and I never even gave her, and obviously, like when you work with somebody, you know, like there's a hot schedules and girls can find your number. So that's easy. I definitely got a lot of text messages that way. But one time she pulled up to my house and had texted me and told me it was like I'm outside. And I'm just like, bro. So I went outside, and I'm just like, what are you doing here? She was just like, I just wanted to tell you, like, I really do. And mind you, she had a boyfriend. That was a crazy part. She had a boyfriend all this time. I ain't gonna hold you. But she did this twice, but the second time she came to my crib, I ain't gonna lie to you, I definitely had to play with her. Oh man, I had a girlfriend at the time, but I had played with her. I had played with her coochie in the seat. Her friends, it was crazy, but that was it. That was it. But yo, it was crazy. She wasn't a bad looking girl, but like she was just like, bro, like it was crazy. She was showing up to my crib, like I never even gave her like my address or nothing. It was crazy, 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 crazy. But I have a lot of stories like that where like women try to force themselves upon me, and it was another time like a coworker was trying to. I was in a parking lot. I had left something in our car. We had went to another restaurant after, and I went to the car and she was leaving. I was like, oh, let me get my stuff out the car. My book bag. I think I had left my book bag. Yeah. I go to the back seat. I get in the car. She pushes me in the car, trying to pull down my pants. She's like, oh, come here. Let me just do it to you. Let me give you some head. Let me. And mind you, at the time I was like maybe 20, I want to say 22, 23 maybe. And she was like in her 30s and she was just really trying to like go hard. She was like, you don't know what you're missing out. I'm like, bro, you gotta chill. You gotta chill. And I was actually, and at this time, I think I was actually like being loyal to my girlfriend at the time. Like, it was crazy. I was not cheating on. That was the one girl I've never cheated on. It's crazy. A lot of crazy stories. Her dad is Albanian mafia. Should I just stay away from her or what? I mean, if you think you're going to cheat on her, you're subjugating yourself to a lot of stuff. If you think that you're putting yourself in harm's way, don't deal with it. Don't deal with it. Crazy club stories, but I feel like club stories are regular. You hook up with girls in the club. There's been plenty of times I was in the club, got some neck, but that's not really crazy though. Are these reasons why you wouldn't or wouldn't cheat on someone? I don't get it. What are your thoughts on cheating? I think you shouldn't cheat, but I think that women don't understand men. And there's this false reality of that there's one man for one woman for everybody. Like that's not how the world works. You think we got 7 billion or 8 billion people on this earth for monogamy? No. It's not for everybody. And then it goes against a man's nature. You think men are not going to want other women? Men are literally biologically designed to be with multiple women. So I think, and why do you think it's such an epidemic? Why do you think so many people do it? And the men that won't cheat, the men that are monogamous, these women nowadays, they don't want those kind of men. Those men are usually virgins. Those are 1 out of 3 men that that are still virgins in the United States. Those are 1 out of 3 men that have high standards, meaning I don't want you having best friends. I don't want you wearing provocative clothing. Women, they don't want to submit, so they're not going to get those good men. You want a man like Tyrone. You want a man that got game. You want a man that's making 6 figures that already got a whole bunch of options and a whole bunch of girls coming after him. That's the problem with cheating. Thank you. I appreciate it. I did read your question. I didn't get it. You said, are these some of the reasons why you would or wouldn't cheat? Like, what reasons? Like, what was I talking about? My story time? Is it bad to text her every day, even though her reply game's so quick? Yeah, because you're losing scarcity on your time, bro. Like, give the girl some time to miss you. If you talk to somebody every single day, and all day, every day, imagine if you didn't text her for like a few hours. She's gonna miss you. She's gonna be like, hey, where'd he go? I miss him. Like it's not realistic. But I mean, but like I want to say there's always exceptions. There are some girls who you can talk to every day, right? There's some girls who they just cool with that. Because I think some girls get really dependent on their man. And they just real anxious and they see their man as a protector. So but it works, but I would say in most cases, no. Monogamy was part of the plan to scam men. I think monogamy is nothing wrong with it, but the condemnation of polygamy is the problem. And women have these unrealistic expectations. They don't know what men are, right? And then especially women that come with a lot, like say women that like they said they want a man to be monogamous and this and that and the third, but they have 3 kids by 3 different baby dads, or even if they have 3 kids and then they have to deal with the baby dad. So this guy he has to be monogamous to you, but he has to come take care of your kids, deal with your baby fathers. He can't discipline your kids as if they're your children. He doesn't have any say so. But you want that man to be 100% monogamous to you and play the role of provider and protector. That's not fair. It's not. It's not. So like a lot of the times, if that man's taking care of things and he want another woman, you should let him have him. I know it sounds crazy, but when you think about it, when you put things in perspective, it's not fair. It's not fair at all. But I think women expectations are really like unreal sometimes. Like OD. It's just not fair. When was the down? What? When I was down, I didn't deserve any woman at all. Now I'm up. I only deserve one. Exactly. They're not these. I'm not. Listen, baby, I don't know what you're talking about. Has your stance on no contact changed, if at all, from Patreon videos? I mean, no contact is there's a psychology to no contact. Something in psychology, it's a psychology term called fading effect bias. Usually when you go 2 months or more without talking to somebody, the negative thoughts that they had about you in that relationship usually tend to fade. And what a fading effect bias does, the time you spend away from somebody with no contact, they start to think about you in a positive light. So no contact, I'm not just saying no contact speaking out of my ass. It's a real psychology term, and it does have some merit to it. So usually when you do break up with somebody, a lot of these relationship coaches will tell you no contact. They might not explain what a fading effect bias is, but it's a real thing. So my stances on no contact really hasn't changed. It's a real thing, and it's a human psychology, really. She said, are there certain reasons that I won't or will cheat? I mean, I don't want to cheat because one day I want to be married, and I think marriage is sacred, right? But I know myself, and I know that I love women so much. Ugh. Yeah, I don't understand. Like, women are just like, especially when they nasty. Let me not. I'm not going to expose myself on this live, but I really do love women, and I just think that. But you got to have some discipline. You got to have self-control. You got to have some level of morality. I definitely wouldn't cheat in a marriage. If anything, I would just get another wife, right? And I would have a disclosures of honesty. I think that if I wanted to mess with another woman, I would tell her like straight up, like, hey, listen, I'm having some trouble, and this self-control shit is coming to a breaking point. But I have a good level of self-control. It's just that it's a mindset thing. And getting women for me isn't hard. Like when I was leaving high school, I had been with more than 40 women at that point. At the ending of high school. I'm 30 years old now. So imagine. And I know a lot of people don't think I'm 30, but I actually am. So imagine where that number could be today. But I would never really disclose that. But it's just something that's a part of my paradigm. But I have been monogamous in relationships. And I do believe in love, and I do fall in love. But I would feel like the main reason why I wouldn't cheat is because of my religion. That's the main thing that holds me back. I have morals and ethics. And I like reading Quran. I like reading the Bible. So it's like, I want to go to heaven one day. So basically asking why would you cheat, or why wouldn't you? I wouldn't cheat. That's the thing. I don't have to cheat nowadays. I ain't afraid of you. I'm going to tell you straight up, like, listen, baby, this ain't working. Or if we're in a relationship and you're not my wife, I'm going to just break up with you. Like, listen, we need to take a break. I'm going through some things, and I don't think it would be good for you. I'll just tell her straight up, listen, it all depends. But when you love somebody, you don't want to you don't want to break their feelings. But women will respect honesty a lot better. Because when you're not honest and you just lie about it, then you subjugate yourself to all types of names, being called out types of names under the sun. Listen, you're not about to talk to me crazy. I don't care what I did. Even if I did cheat, you're not about to talk to me crazy. I'll just leave. KB, you should speak to a girl a lot at the start to make her want your attention. Not necessarily. Depending on the girl, a lot of girls get attention a lot from the start. If you cheat, you shouldn't lie because that's weak. It has nothing to do with being weak. A lot of men don't want to hurt the women that they love. They don't want to hurt their feelings. Random question. Do I play chess? Of course I play chess. I play chess every single day. What's my level? I think I'm at a 1,112, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I play chess every day, baby. Cheat and tell her. Man said cheat and tell her to deal with it. That's crazy. Okay, so what are men since we don't know? When I say women don't understand men, I mean the biological part, like the fact that men are biologically made to procreate, the desires that men have to be with multiple women. Most men do. Not all, but most men do. Right? And it's a biological thing. And the problem is every women think that it's supposed to be one man, one woman forever for everybody. I'm not saying that you can't have a monogamous relationship, but that's the narrative in society. So women, they get fed this shit in songs, they get fed it in music, and then they think that this is the way it's supposed to be, but that's not the way it's supposed to be. Why do you think so many people cheat? Why do you think it's such an epidemic? Right? And that's the real big issue. Like women don't understand that. I got older game, baby. I'm really like that. You said most relationship coaches ain't got no game. Listen, I can't even talk about it. The feds be watching. It be people on my live watching that are in my personal and intimate life. So we ain't even gonna talk about that. Can't live without them. I know that's right. Is a girl ghosting you forgivable? Yeah, because they always come back when you don't chase them. They always come back to me anyway. Would you wait till marriage if you met your dream girl? First of all, I don't think there's such thing as a dream girl. Like, what's a dream girl? What does that even mean? And I mean, would I wait for marriage? Wait for what though? Like having sex? I don't really believe in a dream girl. Like, there's a lot of pretty girls, but people are human. Like, there's takeaways. And one thing that I learned is ever since my last relationship was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I think that official relationship, I think that my mindset has changed. And one thing that I've learned is there's beautiful girls everywhere. So you could get with a girl that's super beautiful, but like each girl has things that are like really favorable for them. Like one girl may be really catering. One girl may be, one girl may be fun and smart and stimulate you mentally. One girl may have all of that, but ain't got no ass. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a lot of different things that you like in different girls. So, and then you may have a girl that's drop dead gorgeous, 100% 10, but there's nothing up here, right? So then, like, you could have a multitude of girls and go to them for different things. And the people that usually only think like that are usually guys that I know that have money, that are rich, that have the options to have those. And I may not necessarily be rich, but I've always had like that gift of just like, I don't know, just having girls in my life. But I don't really believe in a dream girl. I think love, really deep love, happens over time. Playing chess, listening to your advice. I'm around 1100. Yeah, I be playing on the app. I play every night. Like when I'm about to go to sleep, I play a few games. I've been winning lately. But I've been looking at people's rankings before I play them. But what I've been doing is I've been studying like certain moves to implement. I know my brother's gotten better too. But I like chess. If you ever watch the movie Fresh, it shows how playing chess helped him think steps ahead. Did you listen to the Don Toliver's new album? I don't know who that is. I don't know how to play chess, sadly. I'm a checkers. Most women don't know how to play chess. But usually when I talk to a girl, I teach them how to play chess because you can play chess via text. Like I would like if I could just give people out my number, like I would just do that just to play chess. But we're not about to do that. I'm not about to have a whole bunch of randoms texting my phone because there's people that pay for that. So that wouldn't be fair. Chess is really fun though. It's a thinking man's game. I try to, and lately I've been winning a lot more, but I try to think like 4 moves ahead. So when you think 4 moves ahead, you usually stay ahead of your opponent. Your average person's usually just moving one piece ahead and only thinking one move that's in front of them. But I be thinking like, you know what I'm saying, 5 and 6 moves. So this way it helps. Yes, I'm 30 years old. Oh, why don't nobody believe that? I know I don't look 30, but trust me, I need a haircut. Yes, I am 30 years young, rather. I am 30 years young. I wish they would let you like change the topic on it. Oh, my legs are so sore. I need a massage. I need to go get a massage or call somebody to give me a massage because my shit's just tweaking. My uncle's 30. You look like him, but he looks young too. Yeah, most black people do. What music do you listen to? I listen to a lot of R&B, hip hop and R&B. How many times have I been in love? Shit. So if she's sucking from the back too good, I might fall in love playing. Honestly, I can say I've been in love. Let me see. Hold on, let me end the stream on YouTube.